are going to talk about how to make a symbol on Illustrator using the website Symbol Icon. So this is step one of your symbol video. So the first thing you need to do is get to Canvas, and a lot of you were struggling to get to Canvas on the computer, the Macs, so I'm going to show you again how to do it. So you're going to go on to, in your case, it's going to be either Safari or Chrome down here. I use Google Chrome. And then you are going to enter the Round Lake Area School District website. It should pop up right there. And then you're going to go to Staff and Canvas. Now, because you're logged into the computer, it will automatically log you in. And there you are. Then once you go to Canvas, you are going to go to your Design 1 class. And notice on Friday, you have the instructions, and there is the symbol resource link. So click on that, and there you are. Now remember, yesterday I talked about my selection of the Mayan symbol that looked like the UFO. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to that. Now, if you click on this, right click, it says you cannot copy contents of this page. Consider to upgrade to get all contents, which means that Symbol Icon has built in a mechanism on their website that prevents people from downloading copies of these images and icons because they were created by an artist, and they want you to pay to use this. So how we are going to work around this is we are going to do a screenshot, because again, I'm not copying this. I'm just using this image for reference in Illustrator so that I can be inspired by it. So the key command for a screenshot is Shift-Command-4. It will turn your cursor into a crosshairs. Simply drag a box around the image, let go, and there is your picture coming up as a screenshot. That is all you need. Then you are going to open Illustrator. Now you notice that my artboard is 5 by 5 inches. This is a typical artboard size that I use when I am making a logo or a symbol. I like to use a square. Then I am going to grab my screenshot and drag it into Illustrator. So I have it right there to look. And now I can begin to make my symbol. So making my symbol, I'm noticing the shapes that are in here. We have 2 ellipses, which is kind of like a long circle, a rounded square, and 5 rectangles. So simple enough. So I'm going to use my shape tool over here, ellipse. I'm going to drag an ellipse to the size that I like. Notice that I have no fill and a black stroke, which is exactly what I want. Then I am going to go back to my selection tool, and I'm going to hit Command C for copy and Shift Command V for paste in place. So that actually put a duplicate ellipse right on top of the first one. Then I am going to hit Shift and Option at the same time, holding it down with my left hand or right hand, depending on which hand you use. And I'm going to shrink this down so it's shrinking equally on all sides. And I'm going to just move it down a little bit, and I like the way that looks. I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to go switch to my rectangle tool. I'm going to click and drag a rectangle, and then I am going to bring it up to the middle because I was thinking that I want this to look more like a UFO, and the light comes down from the middle of the flying saucer. Then I'm going to stretch out the sides of my rectangle, but just at the bottom because I want the light to look like it's getting larger at the bottom. So in order to change one anchor point at a time, you have to use the direct selection tool. And you can see Illustrator gives you some great little tutorials here of what your tool will do. It's giving you a prediction of, hey, you think you might want to use this tool? This is what it does. And then you can also click on the Learn More, and it will give you a tutorial right in there. So Illustrator and Adobe is probably just the king of embedded tutorials, and I absolutely love it. It's very helpful for you as you're learning, and even for me as I'm learning more. So at my direct selection, I click on one of the anchor points, and with my arrow keys, I am simply pressing my left and right arrow key a bunch of times until I like the way that looks, and I'm happy with that. Okay, now I notice that this is an outline and not filled in. So what I'm going to do is use my small arrows to swap the fill and the stroke. So now it is black fill with no stroke. All right, now I am going to duplicate this. Another way that you can duplicate is to hold your Option key down, and it will give you 2 arrows, and you can simply drag that down, and you can see my pink crosshairs will tell me when it's exactly in the middle and aligned with my top ellipse. Okay, and I'm going to actually drag this down more. All right, next and last thing, we are going to make these lines. Now in my mind, I wanted them to sort of look like arms reaching up to the spaceship. So I'm just going to make one line with my pen tool. Go to my properties, and I'm going to increase the size, or we say weight, of my stroke to 8 points, but you can do whatever looks good to you. And then I am again going to hold my Option key down, bring my second line here. Then I'm going to Shift click, so now I have both my lines selected, Option, and this one I'm going to right click, Transform, Reflect. Okay. And that is it. I'm just going to bring it out a tiny bit more. That looks almost the same to me. All right. So there's my arms reaching up to space. Now remember, this is a symbol, so it's not going to be realistic. Each part of this symbol represents something, an idea of something. It doesn't have to look exactly the same. Okay, so now I've selected everything, and you'll notice this shape builder tool, which is right here, and it will show you exactly what to do. Now you remember you used this on the iPad. Okay, and it was actually called the Pathfinder, which they have that here too. It's over here. All right, so at my shape builder tool, I selected that, and I'm going to press Option to turn my plus into a minus. See? Minus, plus, minus, plus. And then I am just going to simply remove that piece, and that is it. So that's my symbol. Notice simple, black and white, and it's inspired by this symbol, but it's not an exact copy. All right, guys, please use the resources that you have. If you have any questions, I am here for you, and I will see you soon.